Hello kids, are you ready to learn about rocks? So here you go. Today, we'll learn a lot about rocks in this video. Rocks can be found everywhere. In your backyard, at the beach, and even in outer space. And some rocks are huge, like the rocks that make up this massive rock formation. They are huge, but then sometimes rocks can be really tiny. Very tiny, little rocks. Rocks are amazing, they are all around us. Alright, so what are rocks? Well, rocks are natural substances composed of one or more minerals, mineraloids, or organic materials. So rocks are solid chunks of one or more minerals. Rocks are mineral chunks. They are solid chunks of one or more minerals. Now, most rocks are mixture of multiple minerals like these rocks. Other rocks are made up of just one mineral, like in this picture. This is a picture of rock which is made up of chalk. Chalk is a type of rock, made of mineral called calcite. The next time, when you play with chalk, just think, wow, this is made of calcite. These are like sticks of calcite. So chalk is a rock that made of calcite. So rocks are solid chunks of one or more minerals. And we're gonna have so much fun to learn about them. And do you know that geologists use rocks to study the Earth's history, understand geological processes such as plate tectonics, and to identify natural resources such as minerals and fossil fuel? And they found there are so many different types of rocks. And to make things more simple, rocks are put into three categories. So there are three major types of rocks. One is sedimentary, second is igneous, and third is metamorphic. Sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. The category that a rock belongs to tells us how that rock was made. So let's start with our first category of rocks, and that is sedimentary rocks. So what are sedimentary rocks? Sedimentary rocks are rocks that are made up of little particles. And those particles are called sediments. Sediments. And an example of sediment is sand. So sand is a type of sediments. Seashells are also an example of sediments as well. So there are lots of different types of sediments. But they're particles. They could come from non-living thing like sand. Or they could come from living thing like seashell. So sedimentary rocks are made up of little particles, called sediments. And the way sedimentary rocks are formed is by sediments collecting at the bottom of bodies of water, like lakes and oceans. The sediments is pushed down by the water, and over time the sediment starts to harden into rock. And water is what really makes sedimentary rocks. Without the water, the sediments would never harden to become sedimentary rocks. The molecules in the water help the sediment sticks together just like cement. That is how sedimentary rocks are made. Let's move to our second category of rocks, and that is metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are made when a rock goes through a lot of heat or pressure. Remember, sedimentary rocks need water to be formed. They need water. And metamorphic rocks are different. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that need heat or pressure to be formed. Here is the simple way to remember. Here's the word metamorphic has another word inside of it, and that word is morph. Morph means to be changed. The word morph means to be changed. So when you think of rocks that are changed by heat or pressure, think of metamorphic. Metamorphic rocks morph means they are changed by heat or pressure. Metamorphic rocks are formed below the Earth's surface. Here's the thing. that they make up of a lot of the Earth's crust, which is the outer shell of the Earth. Much of the Earth's crust is made up of metamorphic rocks. You can see that the Earth crust, the outer shell of the Earth, is broken up into these things that almost look like puzzle pieces. Scientists call them plates. Here is a map of these plates, and they have a really cool name. Scientists call them tectonic plates. Tectonic plates. These huge plates move and push against each other, and there is a lot of heat and pressure there. That's why there are so many metamorphic rocks that form in and around the Earth's crust. The heat and pressure not only change what the rock looks like on the outside, even they change what the minerals themselves are like. So the rock actually changes form. The heat or pressure morph the old rock into a new rock that is a metamorphic rock. Now sometimes sedimentary rocks get pushed into the earth and are around pressure or heat. Then the sedimentary rock turn into a metamorphic rock. It morphs or changes in different rock, and it has become metamorphic rock. So heat or pressure create metamorphic rocks, and they usually form deep under the surface of the earth, in and around the earth's crust. Now let's start the third and final category, and that is igneous rock. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed when molten rock cools and hardens. So now what is this molten rock? Molten rock. Molten rock is liquid rock, and there are two forms of the molten rock. Inside of the earth, the molten rock is called magma, and when it come out from inside the earth, it is called lava. So lava is molten rock too, and that is no longer inside of the earth. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed when molten rock cools, and that molten rock can be magma or lava. Do you remember how metamorphic rocks are formed from pressure or heat? Well, igneous rocks are opposite. Igneous rocks are formed from molten rock cooling. Sometimes metamorphic rocks are heated so much, they turn into molten rocks, and when this molten rock cools, it becomes an igneous rock. A common place for igneous rocks to form is a volcano. The lava that erupts out of a volcano cools, and the magma below a volcano can cool as well, and forms igneous rock. Remember, rocks are chunks of minerals. They are mineral chunks, and they are grouped into three categories. The first, sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed when particles called sediments join together. The second, metamorphic rocks. These rocks are formed from heat or pressure. And the third, igneous rocks. These rocks are formed when the molten rock cools down. Now, let's talk about some fun and interesting facts about rocks. The oldest rocks on Earth are over 4 billion years old. Rocks are used to help us study earthquakes and other natural disasters. Dogs can even be trained to detect rocks and minerals. So, kids, that's all about rocks. Remember to always be safe and respectful when exploring rocks, and have fun learning about these amazing natural wonders. Thanks for watching. And please like, share and subscribe the channel for more fun and educational videos.